question for you. Do you feel broke as a creative? Or maybe not even broke, but you're not getting the jobs you want, you're not having the income you want, and you're not really doing what you love as a creative, and you feel pretty insecure as a business owner. Now, if that's you, you have two options. Number one, you keep doing the same things and expect different results, which, by the way, is the definition of insanity. Or two, you can do different actions and expect different results, which, by the way, we are in the business of is helping creatives change their actions so they get different results in their creative business. And we've actually helped over 240 creatives now change their actions and get different results. Those results being hitting six figures, going full time, getting the jobs they want, landing the brands that they love, all of those things. And it is so, so exciting. And the way we do that is through the Creative Rise Mastermind. It is our 6-week signature program that gives you the tools, accountability, and community that you need to truly thrive in your business.
Yeah, I love how you're talking about changing actions. I know in the beginning of my career, I wasted a lot of time like doing actionable things, but I was probably doing the wrong things, and it actually set me back, or I was pushing a rock uphill, right? And so a lot of creatives come to us and they say, hey, I'm just tired of pushing a rock uphill. I'm tired of doing the wrong things. I want to be actionable. I want to be putting my feet forward every day and building this business, but I just don't know if what I'm working on is actually what I should be working on. Or I know what I should be working on, but I don't know how to work on it, right? These are the constant things we hear. And so the Creative Rise Mastermind was designed exactly to solve that problem for you. We cover the basics, the foundations, and some really in-depth stuff, all the way from like brand to creating offers, learning how to sell those offers, learning how to market those offers, how do you scale those offers, all the way to how do you do this in a healthy way so you don't burn out. Like so many different things is what we cover in the Creative Rise Mastermind. And that's what yields the results you were talking about in the beginning. They change their habits, they change their actions, and it changes people's results. And we've had hundreds of people go through it. And we are so excited because the next round of it is launching at the end of August, the 10th round of the 6-week signature mastermind. And here's the deal. We only let in about 30 to 35 businesses per round because Christy and I and the rest of our team really need to have a smaller amount of people so we can give them hands-on support so that they can actually grow the way they want to grow. Like that's what we are there to do. So the problem with that is there's always a ton of you guys that want to jump on into that. If you've been around for a while, you know all about this. There's hundreds of you on the wait list already. I think there's over 200 people on the wait list for 35 spots. So if you're wanting to make the end of 2023 and then specifically 2024, the year where you quit your job, go full time, you start getting the brands you want, you start booking out your wedding calendar, maybe you want to hit 6 figures for the first time, then the 6-week mastermind is the best accelerator we can think of. And we built it for that reason that you can really be a part of. So we'd love to invite you to that. All you got to do is go to creativerise.com. You'll see buttons everywhere to join the waitlist. Read the whole website, check it on out. You'll hear everything about it there. Join the waitlist though, and that's where you're going to get even more information. And most importantly, that's where you're going to get early access to the application at the end of August, which is so exciting. So I'm pumped up. I cannot wait to meet the 35 new business owners and new businesses that are going to come into the 10th round of this thing. And yeah, so all you got to do, head on over to creativerise.com. And speaking of going into next year and just some of the new stuff you want to create in your business, let's talk about a new platform today. Threads is a new platform owned by Instagram. That's what we're talking about today on the episode. And we're going to talk about how you can use it for your business and the do's and don'ts, a bunch of just like random Q&A stuff that we've been hearing creatives talk about around the topic of Threads. And so that's what we're going to dive into today. So here's today's episode on Threads. Alrighty, folks, what is Threads? That is the conversation we are having today. How do you use it for your business? Should you be using it for your business? Is it impactful? Do you have to be a master's degree in writing type of person in order to survive on Threads, to thrive on Threads? Well, we're talking all about that today, but let's get very simplistic right off the bat. So what is Threads, okay? Threads is a new app owned by Instagram, which is owned by Meta, so Zuckerberg's behind it, but it is a new app owned by Instagram, and they are trying to collateral with Twitter, which is a text-based social networking app. Now, there's a couple things to note when it comes to how Threads is different than Instagram and why they're launching Threads. I've heard a lot of people say, I wonder why they didn't just put this as like a new feature on Instagram. And the reality of why they want to make it a new app, I think is pretty like clear. And we'll touch on that in a second, but just to get really clear on the difference between Instagram and Threads. Instagram is more of a social entertainment platform. It's more of a social entertainment, social networking platform. Lots of DMs, lots of fun videos, lots of entertainment that you're seeing. So it's a great place for you to use to grow your business, to reach people, to grow your business. Threads, on the other side, Threads is more if it's going to take like Twitter did, and it's already to this point, it's been out for 2 weeks, it is taking this way. Threads is a little bit more of a like social information, more of an informative app. You're hearing about news, you're hearing about what people are up to in their lives.
Opinions.
It's less like entertainment. It's more conversational and informative than an app like Instagram would be. So already, here's what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of creatives go, I don't know if I need to be on Threads. Like, it's not maybe a place that is super inviting for creatives because I'm not a writer, I'm a photographer. I'm not a writer, I'm a filmmaker. I'm not a writer, I'm a social media manager, like whatever it's going to be. And Christy and I have a few opinions on that. And I'm going to give you 2 reasons really quickly on why I think Threads is something that you need to go all in on if you are a creative business owner who's looking to grow their business this year. And a reason why I am going all in on Threads right now. I'll give you literally my 2 personal examples of why I am going all in on Threads. And then Christy's going to ask just a ton of just random Q&A questions that we hear our community talking about, and we're going to go from there. Okay, stick with me. Here we go. So the first question is, the first point on why, the first reason why you should go all in on Threads is because anytime a new platform launches, it creates a vast new opportunity for new creators to be born, and it rewards the people who go all in on the app. So let's go all the way back to like 2011, 2012-ish. Instagram starting to pick up a little bit. There was a lot of people who looked at Instagram and said, it's not my thing. It's kind of a photo editing app that you share your photos. That's kind of lame. You know, I'm a writer. I'm not getting on Instagram. If you knew what Instagram was now, you knew what it was gonna become back in 2011, you probably would have taken it a little bit more seriously, right? Yeah. The people who doubled down and took it super serious early on have reaped the benefits for the last 10 years. Yeah. I think about a lot of my friends. I've got friends who have millions of followers in the travel space, in the brand space, people with a couple 100,000 followers, even people who don't have that many followers, but they've been committed to the app for years, and they've built all of their brand relationships through. They've booked out every year of their wedding business. That was you, right? Yeah. We'll talk about that in a little bit later on in the episode, or maybe we'll talk about that now. I know I'll use myself as an example. I committed to Instagram as early on as I feel like I could have committed to it. Mm-hmm. And I posted, those are the days where you would just post like once a day, same time when you knew your followers were active.
You always had your time. Do you remember what your time was?
9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because nobody does not check Instagram, or at least back in the day, everyone checked Instagram before they went to bed. So I would post the hour. I would post the hour before everybody went to bed. And everything I would post would just get blown up because everyone was online looking at it, commenting on it, liking it. And it was also like 6 p.m. It was like dinner time for Pacific Standard Time people. So it was it was a sweet spot. But again, that was what you did. And I posted for, I think, like 3 to 5 years straight without missing a day. Yeah. Like I posted nonstop every single time. I was super consistent. Again, I went all in on it. Mm-hmm. And although the reality of how I use the app has changed a lot, how consistent I am on the app has changed a lot over the years when it comes to posting. I'm still very active on Instagram, and I still, in a way, am all in on it. And it still yields us a ton of business, right?
Absolutely.
Like I think about every single time we've ever done brand therapy for anybody, it is because of some type of relationship that's been developed or just enhanced through a social connection on Instagram.
Totally.
So there are so many reasons, guys, for how going all in on these apps actually reward the people that go all in. I mean, your story's similar. Tell me about your story.
Oh, yeah. When I was starting my wedding business, Instagram was still relatively new. And so I just went all in on it. Same as you. It was like once or multiple times a day, always on stories, just like all over it. And Joey's absolutely right. Point number 1 being like new platforms reward the new users. It is so
committed users.
Committed new users. It's so true. So you guys, this is like the golden time to get really invested on a new platform. Don't wait like till next year to get on, because you're going to miss that golden window of when everyone's rushing in. There's less competition. It's super cool.
Yeah. And then there's like a sub point to that, like think about TikTok. TikTok's the exact same. I mean, any platform that's ever launched, it rewards the people who go all in on it early on and take it seriously, right? So that is number 1. Number 1 is anytime a new platform launches, you should take it seriously if it has even the smallest chance of enhancing your business, because new platforms always create new opportunities and new creators, and it rewards the people who take it seriously. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 2, the second reason why you should take Threads seriously, why you should get on the platform. And this is my favorite one right now. This is how I'm using it right now. And it is the reality that there is a massive flood of every brand in the world trying to get on Threads right now. And maybe it's not even like big box brands. Maybe it's like sole proprietor personal brands. Maybe you're in the space of helping realtors blow up online by giving them content consistently every month for their businesses, for their socials. Maybe you're in that space. Everyone is trying to get on Threads right now, which means that there's actually a way smaller pool of people on Threads, and everyone's trying to engage with everybody, because the way that you're building an audience on Threads right now is you're showing up, you're posting, but most importantly, you're engaging with people. You're engaging in your followers' posts. If you're a big brand, I've seen this, like I saw Airbnb commenting on all these people that are making threads about their Airbnb experiences.
Oh yeah, just like little terrible photos, right? But it's just they're going after it because, again, a whole lot less users. It's brand new. We're going to dive into that in a second.
And every brand is trying to establish themselves.
Yes.
So what's interesting about this is Instagram has 2.35 billion active users every day. Threads still has less than 100 million active users.
Crazy.
It's like 95 million active users a day right now, which means you're going from a pool. If you're trying to get a brand's attention and you go on, let's use Airbnb, for example. If I'm trying to get an Airbnb brand deal, I could go on Instagram where there's 2.35 billion people that have access to interact with them every day, or I can go on Threads where there's less than 100 million active users. Where should I go? Especially when they're really trying to build their Threads presence. Like, the ability to connect with a brand right now has never been easier than going on Threads, because they are trying to connect with you.
Yeah.
They're actually asking to connect with people online, because that's what's building up their own presences. So there is so much opportunity to get on a new platform anytime a new platform comes and interact with the people, the personal brands, the big box brands that you really want to be doing work with in the future. And it's not like, hey, we should work together. I see you on Threads. Like, I comment, hey, we should work together on every post. That's not how you do it. We're going to get into how you do it in a second. But point of the story is there is way less people on Threads than any other platform right now, yet all the brands are there and they're trying to engage with you. And you are a fool if you're trying to work in the brand space and you are not on Threads trying to engage with people as well.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. Okay, little hot Q&A session. I don't know why I keep calling it a hot Q&A session, but I feel like that's what it is.
It's kind of hot in this room.
It's kind of hot.
Yeah.
First question. They're like, this is great. I'm into Threads. I want to do it. But again, how do I interact with brands? I'm used to just tagging them in my photos, doing like some spec work. Like, how do I utilize Threads in a very practical way to get a brand's attention?
Well, first of all, do the same things you do on any other platform. You know, engaging with a brand is simply giving them some sort of value over and over and over again. So the goal would be that your name becomes a little bit recognizable to whoever is managing that brand's accounts. Therefore, when you eventually DM them about a pitch, you shoot them an idea, hey, we should, fly me to Italy. I got this idea for your product. Ideally, they're going to go, oh, we actually know this person. This person comments on our stuff all the time. Maybe they've even clicked on your profile. Maybe they followed you. So first things first, just continue to engage with brands on Threads the same way you do with them on Instagram, okay? And comment on their stuff. Be supportive. Be encouraging. Tell them what you like about their comment. Like, be cheeky in the comments, maybe to stand out a little bit. So first things first, engage the same way you always have engaged on Instagram or on TikTok or any other platform that you've been doing.
Gotcha. And let's say it's maybe someone that's that's solopreneur, like that professional. Maybe they're a lawyer and they've got like 10 followers on Threads right now. How would you engage with somebody like that? If you're someone that's like, hey, I help, lawyers blow up online so they get more clients, more deals. How would you engage with someone like that? That's maybe not a huge brand where a bunch of other people are commenting and it can be like something like that. But how do you reach out on Threads in a non-awkward way for someone who maybe is like a smaller solopreneur?
Yeah. Well, the best way to not get a friendship in real life is by talking about yourself. The best way to curate a new friendship is by going up to somebody and asking them questions. So treat Threads like a social, digital marketplace of people that you can go and develop new friendships with by just walking up and saying, hey, I see you're a lawyer. Maybe they have 100 followers, maybe they have 1,000, maybe they've got 100,000 on Threads already. Just ask them questions. Hey, so cool to see what you're doing. Like if they've made a post about a case they just won, ask them maybe about a specific point in the post about the case, or ask them about, hey, like this is really cool. You should make even more content about how you just won this case. This is really uplifting, encouraging stuff because the case you just won is super incredible. Like that's awesome. Like just engage with them. Ask them simple questions. If it's a personal trainer, ask them questions about what workouts are they doing this week? What do they think a workout should be for this person with this type of, body who's looking to get into this type of shape? Like ask genuine, thought-provoking questions that are going to elicit a response. And then you just build from there. Yeah. All building friendships online, networking online. It's just being in each other's space to the point where you recognize their name. And then you start to go, I wonder if I could engage with this person. Yeah. Or maybe you see something they post and you engage with it, right? It's just familiarity. So if you are looking to engage with somebody online, just start by asking questions. Yeah. And if you cannot figure out what questions to ask them, then you probably don't deserve a relationship with them. That's just the truth. And so if you want a relationship with somebody, do a little bit of work and figure out how can I actually engage with this person by asking good questions and then go from there.
Okay, I love that. So about engaging other people, that's awesome. Let's say someone's trying to grow their own audience on Threads. So there's someone that's like, hey, I want to grow this. I want to attract attention for what I do. I want to be an expert in my space, but I suck at writing. I'm not a writer. I'm very much a visual person. I'm great with the camera, but I'm not great with my words. What would you say to someone like that that's like, maybe I won't get on Threads because I just hate writing?
So everyone's looking at Threads as like, oh, Threads is a text-based app, which is true. But Threads also has video, really high quality video. It also has photo, really cool photo carousels actually. So you have no excuse to not be using the platform. You're like, oh, I'm not a good writer. You have no excuse for that because you can continue to create content the way you create content for any other platform and upload it to Threads. Now, if you want to get into the text-based stuff, of course, you've got to work on your writing. You've always got to develop yourself as a writer if you want to be good at text-based content, but you do not need text-based content in order to thrive on the Threads app. And I think that is something that a lot of creatives are saying to themselves, and it's holding them back from getting on Threads, building relationships with new brands, with new personnel that they want to work with in the future, even just like building new relationships with community that's going to feel supportive. I've heard a lot of people say, man, Threads has been an awesome place because it feels like I finally have like a creative community now. We're having conversations. It's so cool. But so many people are stopping themselves from doing that because they don't think that they're good at text-based content, and you just don't have to be. Upload your photos, upload your videos, whatever you want to do.
And I think this is one of the most like awesome things about writing in online spaces is that you don't need to be this professional writer.
No.
Your text just conversationally is sometimes way more engaging than someone's like perfect, fluid, grammatical like craziness that they have written down. Yours can be approachable. Yours can be fun. Just literally write how you would text. Even if you want to use like the dictation, like where you talk to text, use that if you hate writing, right? That can be so helpful. And sometimes it can be really approachable versus someone who maybe has like a full-on degree about writing or copywriting.
100%. Like if you posted a video and it was like, it had a little text on top of the video, like in the spot you'd actually write out text on Threads that said, I hate writing, so I made you a video. And then you just post a video talking about whatever you're going to talk about. Like, that's interesting. People will be like, oh, I wonder what this video is about. And they'd probably click on it and then engage with it. And then if it's a thought-provoking opinion, idea, concept, question in the video, they're going to then, type back. They're going to engage back with you, right? So you do not need to be a good writer to excel on Threads. I'm seeing a lot of people just post their photos and people are reposting them and sharing it because they're like, this photo's amazing. Or I really love the way you shot this. And it's getting shares, it's getting views, it's getting reach, right?
So many people with like Instagram, they're like, okay, one post a day, that feels like great. How many times should you be posting on Threads to really be in like a growth stage right now?
Yeah, I think we're all figuring this out. I don't think anyone has like numerical value, like this is what's working. But obviously the more you post, the more you're getting out there, the more your brand's getting out there, the more opportunity there is to connect with people and tell them how you can solve some problems, and maybe it leads to a business deal. So I think it's just the more you can do, the better. One, it's getting you more reach. Two, more people are seeing it. Three, it's giving you more data to test what actually works. And so I think the whole, hey, I'm going to make like one post on Threads a week, that's not going to help you excel on the app. You've got to be putting enough eggs in the basket to then really start to see like, okay, what's working, what's cracking, what do I need to stop doing, what should I double down on? And so I think with scale comes clarity on what's working, what's not. So you want to hit a certain scale of like a couple posts a day at minimum in different types of posts. Like take the type of stuff that you'd put on Instagram stories, throw it on Threads. That's what's so fun about Threads. It's just like a loosey-goosey platform. You can put anything on there. Then take something that's like really curated that you were curating for your Instagram feed, throw it on Threads, right? And just see what's happening, like who's engaging with what, and then just start to create your own little framework and double down on it. So for me personally, I'm just using Threads as like, it's a place where I have thoughts during the day and I throw them out. And it's been really fun to see how our community, the Creative Rise community, and my community from like even just like a social perspective on my own personal brand is interacting with that. And it's been really cool, you know? And I know that there's already people that I've been following, I've been watching, or vice versa, them with me. And we're already developing even more of a relationship through Threads simply by hearing each other's ideas and opinions. And that's a pretty cool thing.
That's awesome. Any final pieces of words of advice for anyone trying to get on Threads, grow on Threads, connect with brands on Threads?
Yeah, just like I seriously cannot overstate the fact that the people who take platforms seriously always get rewarded by them. Yeah. Now you got to be patient, right? Nobody builds authority on any platform almost overnight, and if they do, it's typically gone quick. So just really give yourself some time, be patient with it, and just stick to it, commit to something, and you will be shocked when you wake up in a year with, wow, look at all the relationships, friendships, brands that I've gotten to work with or just become, acquaintances with over the last year of giving myself to a new app and really committing to it. And I seriously do not want to stress that lightly, because socials, all the social platforms that I've taken seriously have changed my life, changed my business. You would say the exact same thing.
Totally.
Victor, who we had on the podcast last week, would say the exact same thing. And so the people who take these platforms seriously always get rewarded for it. And so you should highly consider doing it.
Yeah, totally. Okay, you guys, I hope while you were listening to this podcast, you went and downloaded Threads, got on, started your account, or you got back on Threads and you are starting to get excited about being consistent. So hopefully this was super encouraging for you. Again, consistency is huge. And if you are someone who's like, I get really consistent for about a week, and then after a week, I fall off, I would highly, highly, highly recommend getting community around you, getting people that will hold you accountable and hold you to your deadlines and hold you to your goals so you can continue to grow your creative business and do things that you thought you would never be able to do with that community. And if you don't have a community, we literally create communities for you guys so that you can take action and get the results you want. And again, the Creative Rise Mastermind is coming this fall. It starts September 10th. Waitlisters get early access to the applications on August 23rd. So if you want to get on the waitlist, you got to go to creativerise.com. Super easy. It's a no commitment wait list, and you got all the information on that website. You can see testimonials from past 240 grads, tons of people and their experience. And if that is going to be the experience you want, we would be so excited if you jump on that wait list. So DM us if you have any questions at all.
Yeah,
we're happy to chat. Happy to chat, and we will see you over on Threads. Thanks guys for listening, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.